I'm joined now by a member of the House Financial Services Committee, New York Democratic Congressman Richie Torres. Welcome back, Congressman. I mean, look, I have to ask about the seriousness of the negotiations and beyond. Republicans, they say that they're willing to talk about the future of Obamacare subsidies. But first, you got to help them reopen the government. Is it naive to think that you could agree to temporarily fund the government for a few weeks and then hold Republicans accountable if they do not negotiate in good faith?
Well, keep in mind that the Republicans have gutted Medicaid by $1 trillion. The Republicans are willing to let the government shut down and let 4 million people lose their health insurance and let 24 million people see premium increases of as much as 75%. Republicans cannot be trusted to negotiate in good faith. So we cannot trust, we have to verify, and the best form of verification is a bipartisan ironclad agreement that keeps the government open and keeps health care affordable, which Republicans so far have rejected.
So how do you get there if there seems to be a fundamental distrust for even the prospect of a good faith negotiation?
Look, we're asking the Republicans to come to the table. Like, the stakes are simple. Democrats are fighting to keep government open and to keep health care affordable, whereas Republicans are content to let the government shut down and let everyone's health care expire. And that's, the choice that we face as Democrats is that we either stand by passively and do nothing, or we fight for the health care of the American people, and we've chosen to fight, and that's the right decision.
I am wondering if you think there is going to be consensus continually with Democrats on that issue, but I first want to ask you about the OMB director, Russ Vought. He's also said that he would make life difficult for Democrats, and he just, as you know, withheld federal funding for two major transportation projects in New York and also New Jersey. How do you protect these projects while the government's closed?
Well, Donald Trump has never needed a government shutdown to defund programs and to fire federal employees en masse. And it's a reminder that Donald Trump is not an adult. He is a juvenile delinquent masquerading as a president. He is willing to delay and derail two of the most important infrastructure projects in the country, Gateway and the 2nd Avenue Subway, purely out of revenge. Like, what matters to Donald Trump is exacting revenge on his political enemies. And New York has been front and center in the enemies list of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump claims to love New York. He claims to be a friend of New York. But with a friend like Donald Trump, who needs enemies?
Well, one of his good friends, his right-hand man, of course, is Vice President J.D. Vance. And you heard him say that he found those AI-generated memes or videos funny. In fact, I want to play a little bit more of what he had to say.
Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist, and I know that he said that, and I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican-American that is offended by having a sombrero meme?
I don't think I need to define racist for the Vice President of the United States, but let's pretend I want to play this game for a second. What do you think the Vice President is thinking?
I mean, the Vice President is just simply being cynical. I mean, Donald Trump is offensive, and he's outrageous, and he's utterly unserious. And both the Vice President and the President are treating this as a game, as a joke. There's nothing funny. There's nothing funny about the government shutting down. There's nothing funny about 4 million Americans losing their health care and tens of millions of Americans receiving premium increases of 75%. None of this is a joke. Like, we have to keep health care affordable. We have to reopen the government. The stakes are high, and only one party is serious about governing, and the other party is all about gamesmanship and political drama.
And by the way, Vice President, you need not be a part of the demographic that is targeted to be offended by the antics. Congressman Richie Torres, thank you so much.
Of course.
So where do we go from here?